Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know you're probably thinking, where the heck all this lady get all this energy from? This is how I am every day. So I want you guys to get used to it, all right? I am Miss Hall, and I'm going to be your science educator this school year. All right. So I would like to give you a little bit of background about myself so that you can get a better feel for your educator. I was born and raised in Prince George's County, Maryland, and I graduated from Eleanor Roosevelt High School. From there, I spent a few years at the local junior college. I went to Prince George's County Community College. And then I eventually transferred to Bowie State. BSU, you know. All right. So from Bowie State, I obtained my bachelor's degree in biology. Throughout my educational career, I realized I had a great passion for science. All right. So when it came to science, I really found myself loving, or I guess you can say more interested in the human body, because I find it amazing how the human body has evolved and it constantly makes adaptations to its environment. So after graduating, I actually wanted, I guess, trying to figure out different careers and everything. So I said, well, forensic science was more my thing. I said, let me go ahead and probably break into that industry. So I actually landed a job as a forensic, a latent print technician for Department of Justice. So I did that for a couple of years. And while I was a latent print technician, I realized that I was really beginning to love chemistry. So now, having the background with biology and having the experience, I have the background, the knowledge with biology and chemistry, but I really have now the physical experience with chemistry. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. That was that morning coffee and that donut I had on the way here. All right. So, I realized that, like I said, having, that background, when I became an educator, the principals, they always saw, okay, well, she has a background in biology and chemistry. So they always give me the luxury of teaching both. All right. So like I tell my students right now, we're in biology, it's a 9th grade course. Chemistry is normally an 11th grade course. So you'll see me again. All right. So now you want to know how long I've been teaching? Well, I've only been teaching for 4 years, And so I would say, I 1 year away from being tenured with this particular school district. But, I still have a lot of room for growth. All right. So my first teaching job was actually at the community college. I was actually teaching continuing education courses. And when I started teaching those courses, I realized, wait a minute, I think I want to step down to secondary education. So I actually embarked on an opportunity where I landed in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was down there teaching for a year, and I taught earth and environmental science. So now I have a background in biology, chemistry, and earth and environmental science. So now you can say, in a sense, I teach just about all science subjects, all right? So now, education-wise, I am in the process of obtaining my second master's degree. And hopefully, after I'm done with that, I can begin the process of obtaining my doctorate degree. As an educator here at this school, I founded and chartered the Science National Honor Society with an induction of 94 members its first year. In addition, I started and facilitated the study hall for the school's athletic department. And then I'm also the club sponsor for the environmental club, hence us being a green school. I help with that green school certification. And you notice a lot of sustainable practices that's occurring throughout the school, thanks to me. All right. And of course, your fellow classmates and schoolmates. All right. So if you're interested in joining, please come see me, after class, or shoot me an email. All my contact information is up on the board, or the board that says news that you can use. All right. So, you can come see me and I'll give you any and all information about the club and its mission. All right. So before we wrap up my introduction and I get the opportunity to get to know you guys, I want to explain to you my short-term goal for me and then my long-term goal for you. All right. So because I teach 6 different classes, A day, B day, I always have basically a total count of 200 students. But I always set that short-term goal because I know it's really, really important to establish and build relationships. I always set my short-term goal to get to know my students by the end of the week. When I mean get to know my students, I should know every single last one of your names by the end of this week. All right. And then my long-term goal for you is while you're in science, I want you to have fun, but I want you to learn too. And then I want you to obtain some education swag. All right. So when I say swag, I always basically say that students will achieve greatness. All right. So my students in my class will achieve greatness. So that's my long-term goal for you. All right. So now, any questions for me? If we don't have any questions, we're going to go ahead and start these introductions with everybody.